cell up here is already calculating EBITDA or EBITDA margin. We can actually just copy that and paste it. So if you go up to M21, Control C to copy, go down to M23, Control V as in Victor to paste. You should get 21.7%. Next thing we need, transaction value, total enterprise value. I'm in cell O23. I'm going to say equals T as in Thomas 50. T50, implied transaction enterprise value, 23.1 billion. And now just like we did for this EBITDA margin formula, we copied and pasted it down, we can copy and paste these multiples down into here. These are already set up, the formulas are already set up. So for total enterprise value divided by revenues, it's just equals total enterprise value divided by revenue, and then the same for EBITDA. So we can just copy those and select them both, hold down Shift, arrow key until they're both selected. Control C to copy, scroll down to Q23, Control V to paste. Should get 4.28 times revenues, 19.7 times EBITDA. Those are really rich multiples. For every dollar of revenue that Wrigley generated, and Wrigley was not a small company, Mars is paying them $4.30 basically. For every dollar of EBITDA, they're paying $19.70. Not surprisingly, when you look at all the other multiples that occurred for transactions in the food industry, these are way, way above everything else, by a lot in some cases. And not surprisingly, Cadbury is pointing to this deal as being more representative of what they should be offered. So they're saying, whoa, 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 that $16.5 billion deal, all right, you look at that Mars Wrigley deal and they got 4.3 times revenues, they got 19.7 times EBITDA, and it was a 28% control premium. We want that deal. All right? Not surprisingly, they're cherry picking the highest valued deal, right? But that's, again, that's how these things get used in the real world. All right, and then the last item, control premium. We've already calculated it. We can link down to cell X39 at 28.1%. We're just linking here so we can summarize it in the table. When we put this information in front of a client, we're only going to show them the table. We're not going to show them all this work down here. Homework then, additional homework, is for you to spread these last two transactions, the Pepsi Quaker Oats deal and the Kellogg Keebler deal. Just like with the Mars Wrigley transaction, in your transaction filing subfolder, you've got all the information on both deals. You've got a press release for each. You've got 10K, 10Q for each, and you've got an 8K for each. It's all the information you need to spread those transactions. You're going to do it just like we did the Mars Wrigley transaction. So that's the rest of, that's the homework. Spread General Mills and Kellogg, summarize that in your comp sum table. For the precedent transactions, spread the other two deals, summarize that in your table up above. And when we come back next week, in 2 weeks, we're going to take a look at the results, all the multiples you calculated, and we're going to start figuring out how to pick and choose between those. So in some cases, you'll get wide ranges of multiples. It's tough to know, well, which ones are appropriate to company A. All right, so that's really kind of where we tie it all together and figure out how we use all this data and how we make sense of it.